And sure enough, Rick Bentley is here to review Equalizer 3. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us, Rick.
Hey, great to be. Oh, it's great to be anywhere, but it's great to be here.
Yeah, good. Okay, so we've got a holiday weekend coming up here.
Right.
So, this is another opportunity to kind of catch up on some TV shows and whatnot. But the series that you're looking at right now is Equalizer 3.
It's a movie.
Oh, it's a movie, okay.
It's the third in the film franchise. And it's easy to get confused because, there is an Equalizer TV series that Queen Latifah plays the same character. I mean, her character's named Robin McCall, and the movie's named Robert McCall.
Okay.
It was a whole thing. I know the author of the created the original series back in '85. He kept the rights to the movies, sold the rights to the TV show, so they're separate but equals. Got it.
Okay, so Equalizer 3.
Right.
What's it about?
Well, it's about an hour and 43 minutes long. What it comes down to, Equalizer 3 has Denzel Washington back as Robert McCall. The Equalizer, the guy who is there for the little guy. If you can't get help from anywhere else, you call on him. Okay, and it's again directed by Antoine Fuqua, who directed the first two Equalizers. He has really shown he knows how to direct an action film. And of course, Washington has this great star quality. So you've got those two things going for him. Now, Washington has already said, this is it. That Robert McCall needs to retire after this third film. What I didn't realize was the retirement was coming about halfway through the movie. It's a film that has a lot of potential. You certainly have Washington, you have a good director, and yet everything seems to be going in slow motion as the movie gets to the end. Instead of racing to a grand finale, it's sort of like they're coasting to the finish line. McCall ends up in Italy, where he's trying to get away from his past, where he's done a lot of really bad things to help good people. But as he says, the more he tries to get out of that life, the more he gets drawn back in. And this small town, is being plagued by the local mafia, who is strong-arming everybody to get people out of town so they can build. It's an old familiar story. So he gets pulled back in. Now they've added Dakota Fanning to the cast. She plays this sort of spunky CIA agent who comes along to help McCall. And what it feels like, more like she's been added to the show to sort of give Washington a break. That everything, again, in this film feels like we're just sort of coasting to the finale. So she seems not as much a part of the major plot of the story, but as sort of a filler, just to get us to the end. Even the way the film is structured, what I've liked about the Equalizer, the first two, is that with McCall, we'd always see him say, he'd be in a room, surrounded by bad guys, and he'd go through in his brain, okay, it's going to take me 3 seconds to kill this guy, 2 seconds if I do this and this. Well, there's none of that in this, so I miss that. Mm-hmm. And also, McCall's known for helping the little guy. We know that from the beginning. When this one, we don't know why he's in Italy until the very end. So it's kind of built backwards. So everything about this there's good potential, but it just always feels like it's at a half speed. And again, the third film in a franchise is always a tough one because if you've done your job, the first two have had great ideas, and can you really have a third great idea?
So what are you giving it? I'm
only giving it a B-. Okay. I mean, it's an okay action film. It's just nothing to write home about.
So after the three, this is Equalizer 3, where would you put it?
I would put it a distant fifth.
In fifth? Oh, okay, okay. All right, Rick Bentley, thanks so much for joining us. Appreciate it.
Always happy to be here.
All right, and have a good Labor Day.
You too.